this?
Explain it.
So, Maria,
Yes.
you love the Bible.
I love the Bible because I believe in God.
You were telling me you cuddled it like a baby.
The
This one,
Bible,
NEB
it's
one.
come like my baby because I believe in. I cannot sleep if I don't carry this Bible during the night. Many times, if I don't have it with me, I asking my husband, help me turn sweet light on, so we look for the Bible. So, so one of the Bible, it was too old,
and
given by my husband.
if
And
just
then when my husband give me this one, it's more safe.
Yeah, the NEB one.
The other one
with the
went
commentary, yeah.
quick.
and by the way, your copy has been already Namibian. It's not only the copy that you give. Remember, you give one for
Yeah.
me, another one I give to my son my stepson, and one for my wife. And that one, the one that you give to my wife had been already in Portugal, had been already in Namibia, because she fly.
But how, you were born in Namibia, right?
I born in Namibia.
So
And
here we are in the United Kingdom, and you're thinking to obviously get baptized, and then you got these plans to go back. Now you've retired.
Yes.
You worked for the NHS here, right, as a
Yeah,
nurse?
nearly 30 years.
30 years you worked in the NHS here in
Yes.
England. But how come that you, from Maria from Namibia, what's your story?
My story is, I think, is sad because I woke up one day, as every day, go to school. When my way to come back from school, I went to my friend Portuguese because I used to live a border, Namibia, border with Angola. So the same time I reached my friend's house, we heard very strong noises, like people shooting, and when we look, we saw all dark. So we started to run without no direction. We didn't know where to go.
This was during the war in
It's
Namibia
the
and
war.
Angola.
It was
Yeah.
due to the war.
So this was what, 1974?
Yes.
Before, a little bit before.
No,
Early
74.
70s. So you ran.
I ran to my friend's house. She was Portuguese, because we was a border, and they said we have to. The same time I was talking to plan something to call the police. No way. We look everywhere. It was all fire. It was smoke. We couldn't really know. We didn't know what to do. So maybe we about 1 hour we hiding inside the house of the Portuguese couple, and the gentleman, he said we should try to run in the bush because the people with the gun, enemy, they was come forward to the house where we were. So we start to run, and then we managed to hide on a bush. When we spent the night, and because it was so dark in this Africa bushes, it was very dark, and in the morning we had many flies playing on a like a green, the wall plane, at starting to on the sky. We just see a lot of them drop some clothes, drop some tin of food, and then we have been surprised with a group of troop Portuguese troop in the bush. It was quite maybe 3 days wearing the same clothes, no much food. We was bending, drink water on the edge the river. It was no river, what they called.
The delta,
No, it's
the lake.
lake,
Lakes, small
but
things.
small. And that time the troop they managed to take us to the camp where they was take all many people to stay safe on a camp, and they start to give us food, but no shower, food only from the tin, and we spend and we spend maybe about 20 or 30 1 month. So we that time we was feeling safe, but at night it was terrible. They still, you can hear boom 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 boom, and the camp children, many children, some of them they have been died on people enemy. They was dropping bomb against us, and Air Force of Portuguese, he sent many armies to rescue children and elder people, everyone who to be safe, and they took us to the place called Moçambique in Portugal.
Moçambique in Angola.
In Angola, yeah,
Okay,
in
yeah.
Angola. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there they start to put us on one camp, big one, on a tent. So they start to give us food, and they may put some to us to wash, but we didn't have clothes, and people start to bring some clothes for us, and we spend. I'm not sure. We spend maybe 1 week, and there was it was many people, many children, no mother. They was crying for mother, and they couldn't found it because mom maybe died.
Mas o Luís já estava vivo, Luís?
Oh, that time I was only 20 or 20 to 21. Sadly, I get a baby. My baby, he was only one and a half year. I was run with him. If I tell you, I was hiding my son under my dress, so he cannot see, and I save him. He was, and I was to stop him not to cry, so the enemy they will not know where we are.
So what happened to your family?
My family, I didn't know for 45 years after the troop took us to Portugal. I didn't know.
You didn't see them again.
No.
Do you think they survived?
No. By my faith, I used to pray every day for Jesus, the God, to show me to one day to give me either one family to save one or my family. One day I would like to see them, but I knew if I believe one day I will see one of my family. But my friend, they used to say that is impossible. So many years you left your country there, and it was a hard war. There, no one survived there.
Now, can I introduce?
And they
So wait
was
a minute. You got to the refugee camp in Angola.
in Angola, and then Angola they took us by boat at night to
From
one
Moçambique to
place
Luanda.
from Mozambique to
Luanda.
Luanda.
Luanda's the capital of Angola,
Yeah,
right?
in the Luanda, it was confused in the airport. It's just people running. That's just the troop tell us to run to the plane. I remember big one, green, like
Military planes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they put us on a green plane, and they took us to Portugal airport.
To Lisbon in Portugal.
Lisbon in the airport. There where we live about 3 months, no house, and with people they used to bring us blankets and food, and Portuguese government is one who's then starting to take care of us.
Now can I make a stop? Okay.
And
It's
and
a
then
that story.
and then I said, what can I do now? No family, only small boy. What can I do? I just follow, and I could not speak in Portuguese. I couldn't because my country we was not Portuguese speaking. I was speaking Afrikaans in the or in Dongo at the Ovambo, because that time my place it was calling Ovamboland.
Hmm.
And so I spent 3 months on maybe in the airport, and then the government is starting to look for the accommodation. So I spent a few years in Portugal as a refugee. No job, just eat the food from government. And the one day but I never give up pray a Bible. Actually, I travel with my Bible,
Wow.
but that Bible I could not found it on so many confused, so many trouble. We could not go back to get. I wish if I could go home back to get my Bible, but I could not. So I get the Bible one from Portugal. I could not read it, but I was just hold all the time the Bible, or when night time, special night time. Then I starting to go to Portuguese school to learn Portuguese. I learned Portuguese, then I start to read the Bible and other Portuguese books.
So how did you get from Portugal here to England?
Yes, and then in meantime, my son he reached 18 years old, and he asking me, "Mom, I want to go to England to try better life, to study there and work." So my son he came here to study and work. He started to study and work here. And one day I came here to visit my son, and I knew one lady where my son he used to stay, and he told me to go to Portuguese community. It's where I met my husband, and then I get married. And now we live more than 20 years together.
But you've been working for the NHS for 30 years and you've just retired, you said.
Yes, I
So-
work
NHS first in Portugal, now in UK.
in UK,
in
yeah.
England,
Yeah.
and I was supporting more elder people.
Elderly people.
I work in Heatherwood too, and I working in nursing home, and every place where I work one London Road here called Beach House for 8 years, and I work in a Larkland clinic also 5 years. Everywhere I work many years because I was quite. They was people. They used to like me. They used to call me. I do have many friends here now in England. Some I go lady. She call me mom. I go many nieces and they are not my niece. And in 2001 I was working. Then my husband, he said, we go to Portuguese, not parties like all Portuguese language speaking in London from Bracknell. We went there and we meet one of my husband friend from Mozambique, and
Minister of Education.
he asking me where he asked my husband, where is your wife from? And I say, I'm from Namibia. Then he said, no, that place they don't call anymore Namibia, because before I used to try to send the letters
To Ovamboland.
to my
No.
where I come from, but no answer. I try to I write in the chat.
To contact your
I
relatives.
contact my family to see if I can find no answer. This gentleman who I meet in Portuguese, Sopeape in London, he told me, if you want to found your family in there the place where you born, he used to call Ovamboland, it's not anymore. They don't call anymore Ovamboland. You should look your family the place called Namibia. But the time I left, I born in a place called Ovamboland, and that time, if I want to go to Windhoek, it was not allowed. Me from Ovamboland to go to
Windhoek.
Windhoek, no.
So now you've retired. Now you've
Yes.
found the true gospel.
Yes.
You get baptized. What do you want to do? What's your plans now?
My plan now, I would like to go back to Namibia for a while, at least 6 months or 3 months, and come back. I want to go to help people who orphan children special. I would like to help orphan children. I would like to help people who have been domestic violence,
Abused.
people who have been abused, to contribute my thank you all my journey for many years on my own. Some colleagues, some people, they used to laugh when I used to say, I don't know where is my family. They used to laugh. Oh, I don't believe it. Maybe your family, they are poor, or you ran away from them and now you're lying. They used to laughing on me because and God is great. That's my faith. I used to pray the Bible. It's my friend because he showed me to found my family. And one day, this my husband friend, he give me direction. I should go to Namibia embassy. And the day after, I went to Namibia embassy in London, and I told them I'm Maria, but I told them my name original from Namibia. I'm here. I want to help me if I can find my family in Namibia. And this is a way to to survive. I surviving. I did not finish. The first time I went home, people, my family, they have been bury me already without a body. I have they thought I was dead.
Buried.
Yeah. So and they get a little girl and they give her my name and they put on my family house. And so no one no one could believe in Namibia I was alive, but I'm here alive from the hard war because I believe in God.
Amen.
I believe.
Like in the parable, your brother was dead, but he's alive. Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
believe it.